Woke up this morning to somebody judging me. No surprise they're judging me. Don't know who I'm supposed to be. I'm just acting up. I'm precious, fucking never saying sorry. Found out in the end that I can only do it for me. You call it sensitive and I call it superpower. You just like empathy cause you think it gives you power. All I know is only God can judge me. I don't hide my heart, I wear it on me. I'm used to feeling hollow.
Well, hey everybody who is watching my YouTube. I want to say welcome back. This is video number 2, and tonight we're gonna be talking about dating and sex and relationships conversation tonight. And this is the Aijah Monroe vlog. I named it that. It's a vlog and it's a podcast. So we're just gonna be talking about different things. And lately, you know, I wanted to jump into the topic of dating and pretty much sex and things like that, because those are one of the biggest things that I face myself with my transitioning and everything, is just dating. And you know, everybody want to have somebody, and pretty much that's one of the things that I face. Pretty much I face figuring things out on my own, and just, you know, just figuring it out over time. And you know, with experiences I've learned myself. So I wrote things down, so if y'all see me grab my notebook and stuff, it's to stay on topic, because I want to go in a certain order. I want to speak on things, and I don't want to be scattered all over the place tonight. So I'm trying to have some order here and some kind of, you know, operation with doing this. So I'm going to be coming from my perspective and my experiences. I'm going to try to also, you know, not leave out anybody, because just because I'm trans don't mean that I may not face some things that cisgender women face. We might share the same kind of story, other than just, you know, completely being a secret, to where, say, so like if a cisgender female is messing with a nigga and she decide, it's pretty much like, oh, he brag about that to his boys. With me, and or with a trans female, he ain't bragging about that to nobody. Or he'll probably make it seem like it's you know, another female, but it's us, baby. So my voice is a little gone. The pollen has gotten to me. My allergies have been acting up, but I am not sick. I feel fine. I've been sipping on my wine a little bit before I did my makeup. So, let's see. We're going to turn up a notch tonight too at some point, hopefully. So, the first thing that I want to talk about with any situation, whether it's sexual based, whether it's dating, to be in a relationship, whatever the case may be, is there has to be some kind of trust, pretty much, to me, in any kind of connection there is. Like I said, whether it's relationship, dating, whether it's sexual dating, which hooking up is not dating, which I found out, but I'm gonna get into that as well. But so my thing of it is trust. Like I said, whether dating or whatever, it's all about trust. If I can trust you enough, you know, to sit up here and tell me what's up. Like, I think another thing is like that goes into that is just communication. Like, just being honest with a person. Like, it does not hurt to be honest with somebody. Like, it just shows that they can trust you. And, you know, just pretty much making it clear, like, oh, this is the only thing I'm looking for right now. Just say that. When I think everything is sexual, you guys cannot just take the lead and sit up there and bombard somebody's space. I think there needs to be like some respect there as well. And just pretty much like, Just don't be sitting up here like, oh, like you my dude or you her dude or whatever. Like, you don't do that. So trust is the big thing, because if I can't trust you, that's a big turn off. And I'm gonna have to dislike you or hate you and, want to show my, behind or whatever, like, and just cut up, like, for real. Because if you like me, you play with me, baby, it's the issue. It's an issue. It's a big issue. So don't play with me, or, it's going to be an issue. Let's just be cool. Let's keep it cool. But, guys change up. So you just never know. I think, faithfulness wouldn't matter to sex, with just sex based. I think when it comes to, dating someone and showing your interest in someone and wanting to be in a marriage with somebody, faithfulness, I think a lot of people deserve faithfulness. And so, you know, just be faithful. Like, don't be stepping out and all because somebody look good and all these things, and you stepping out of your relationship because you want to lust after this person. Like, that's so lame, and you causing drama between two other people, whether it's two females, whether it's a cisgender female, a transgender female, whether it's a female and a dude, whether it's, whatever you doing, sneaking and doing. Like, you need to be faithful. You need to be, trustworthy. You need to be honest and just say, like, this is what I want to do or whatever. So that person won't get hurt, and then there won't be any issues because that person know what's up. Like, you need to be faithful at all times. Like, be single, which I want to speak on too, is be single until you know exactly what it is that you want. Like, it's a lot of guys these days that like to play around and fool around and all those things, and it's just like, they be doing too much. They just really be doing too much. It's just like, you really need to know what it is that you want. Like, don't be sitting around here married to somebody or in a relationship with somebody and you lusting, or if you have interest in something else and you don't want to be with this woman. Like, you need to, honey, let her know that you don't want to be with her, like, and go be with who it is that you want to be with, not being with her and then sneaking off with Thomas and Janet and me, So just don't do it. I'm big on communication. Big on communication. I like to communicate. I like to know what's going on with you and all the things. Some kind of conversation. Keep the spice going, like flirting with you, knowing how you're doing and stuff like that. So that's another thing when I realized that hooking up was not necessarily a thing for me. When I'm looking for companionship or whatever, hooking up is not a thing for me. Will I hook up? If the vibe is right and you're a cool person and you don't be on that weird stuff. One of my pet peeves is, with my experience with dealing with dudes and things like that, is don't be weird and go to blocking or hiding things, making your page private all of a sudden because you don't want me to see certain things. It's like, what's wrong with you? Don't do that, because you trying me at that point. Like, please don't do it to me. Like, let's just stay cool. And I don't think nobody should have that done to them. Like I said, once again, if that's your side, that's your little sneaky link or whatever, y'all have that understanding, no boundaries crossed, because I'm not going to cross any boundaries unless you cross certain boundaries with me. I'm going to reciprocate the same energy. So yeah, communication is big, whether it's hooking up. You need to make sure that you let them know if it's a one night stand. You need to make it clear what it is that you want. So pretty much that's just the ordeal, whether it's hooking up, dating, sexual base. You know, you need to have communication in a relationship, whatever kind of relationship it is. And hooking up is not dating. I come to find out. But it says when I was looking into it, because somebody told me in my little situation when I met somebody, they was like, oh, you dating, you know, that's dating. And I was younger then, and I believed it. I didn't think to go look up dating like I do now, like go and look up things. No, we was not dating. So that's the thing. So yeah. Dating is a form of a relationship, whether it's sexual and or serious or casual. For me, there has to be a connection for me to give up my body. So if we just gonna, you know, be chilling and cooling or whatever, it ain't no sex. You're not getting any, you're not, you know, you're not getting that close to me. So my past is my past, and we're gonna leave it there. Only I can speak on my past. So yeah, not gonna be none of that. So some of my experiences I would like to take a moment to share before I get on into other things is I myself have, you know, dealt with different types of dudes. So I think I might have talked about it in the first video, but I'll talk about it again. Pretty much starting out, I met this guy on a dating app. I probably had not started my hormone process. I think I was just, you know, dressing up, you know, with my makeup done and stuff. So I would post my pictures and stuff, you know, as myself, you know, always being 100 about myself. So pretty much the guy was like, you know, we can hook up and things like that. So I would go over his house, you know, the first time, you know, I was a little scared, I was a little nervous and all the things, and I didn't, you know what I was getting myself into. I was just trying to get some penis or whatever and have sex, you know. So seeing where it go, not dating, you know, not necessarily dating, going on dates and things like that, because of course that was not happening. He made it very clear that wasn't happening, which I did like that about him. And so pretty much, you know, it started, and you know, once I got it and like, you know, I started doing all the things, and you know, he taught me, you know, all the stuff that I know now. I won't share that with all I know. So, pretty much he taught me like a lot of things that I did not know. Taught me how to give head, taught me how to, you know, brace myself and, you know, relax myself, and just to, you know, get into the things that I know now. And so I was addicted to it. Yeah. It turned me into an nympho because it was not small. It was good. It was amazing. It was the first real piece of pita that I ever had. Let's just say it was amazing. I wanted to do it almost every day. I'm not gonna lie, I was addicted. I wanted to always be at his house. But then things got a little weird between us. He was fooling around, and you know, he was just messy. A messy piece of trade is what he was. That was trade, definitely trade. He was just too messy for me. Just brought a lot of drama, scared me, you know. He threatened to shoot me and all these things, just being crazy. And I pray to God that I don't ever be in another situation like that ever again. So it scared me a little bit. So I was just like, you know, it's okay. It's cool. Keep it pushing. The next thing I know, he come hit me back up, want me to come over. I'm like, no, I don't trust you, because everything you did, you know, was just crazy. You know, it's nothing to communicate with a person. It's nothing to tell a person what you're doing and all those things. So you won't be trying to blame me for something that you did. So I went back to dealing with him. He thought he was going to use me. So that cut the deal for me. Because I didn't feel right with doing anything, keep doing something for somebody. So like, the spirit just told me like, you need to cut this off. So I just blocked them and all the things. I stopped going around them because you're not finna use me. The sex is good, but no, baby, you're not finna use me. So that was that. So I went on my life and, I probably didn't hook up with anybody for a while. All the things, still had crushes on people. Went through my little stuff and situation. And so that's when I started doing a little temporary escorting to make money. I was in survival mode. And the whole ordeal, what I went through with that was just crazy as well. Just dealing with black men or dealing with men is just crazy, but definitely just from dealing with black men, just crazy drama, just too much. It's a turn off. It's like, I love men, don't get me wrong, I love them. I love me some PETA, some penis or whatever. I love me, masculine man, good old masculine man, a man I can connect with, that just want me, for me it's just like amazing, it make you feel wanted or whatever. It's just like amazing. And so like never like really having it, or growing up not dating like other teenagers or preteens, and just stepping into me and growing and doing it, it felt good to just like get attention. And so when I did this escort thing, it was just all about a transactional thing, just about the money. Like, I didn't want no dude. Half the time, majority of the time, I probably wasn't even having sex with them. They had weird fetishes, paid a couple hundreds of dollars or whatever. Not gonna say how much, but you made some money, especially off the, Caucasian men. They paid the money. That's what they were my favorites. Black men didn't want to do so much. Once again, I love me a black man, but they are very stingy unless they are rich. They're very, very stingy. So coming off of that little, portion of my life, I wanted to try giving love a try again. So, pretty much I was like, okay, I'm going to go back to regular dating, non-transactional and things like that. And so I was starting my official transitioning or whatever with the hormones, being a trans female, whatever. And, so this one guy, I knew he had hit me up. And pretty much he was like, what's up? Like, you trying to hang out? So me and this guy know each other. Me and this guy previously know each other. We did not have the best connection. No. So I was shocked for him to say he wanted to hang out with me. And once again, not knowing, the spirit, was letting me know, something is up with this. Like, so I had to pray about it before I went out that door because, I have to pray before I go anywhere. But I had to pray even harder for this because I'm like, this guy ain't never liked me. How is he all of a sudden want to, hang out with me and all the things now? Like, he's always been rude and disrespectful towards me, calling me out my name. So I go and, we sitting there and we talking. And like he's opening up and I'm opening up and he's like, well, what made you want to transition and all these things. I was just like, for a long time, this is how I felt. But, got connected with, a family member, connected with some people. And I pretty much figured out what it was that I would, you know, I was super feminine. I was too feminine. I won't just like, okay, I'm gay. Like, no, that wasn't enough feminist for me. I wanted to, you know, feel more feminine. I wanted to, you know, just have the shade. You know, that was already there, but I just want to have more of the shape, the look, you know, I wanted to, my outside to match my inside, how I felt on the inside pretty much. So, you know, just breaking these things down to him or whatever the best way that I knew how. And so then he comes out of his mouth and he say, well, dang, that's crazy because, you know, you always had a fat ass or whatever, you know, butt been big, you know. And I'm like, what? You looked at me like that? This is not the same person that, you know, used to call me out my name and all these things talking like this. So he says like, you know, saying all these things, you know, it get emotional because I'm just surprised, you know, it's all still new to me. So then he comes over to me and so we start, you know, kissing and all the things or whatever. And so then, you know, it just got, you know, deeply. I ain't gonna go into detail with y'all, but, you know, it led to sex. And from that point on, you know, it started there. And it was just sex, just sex. And I'm just like, well, what is this? Because it just keep being sex. Like, you know, based on the talk that we had, you know, it got real deep, you know. And he's like, oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. And it just kept being, I'm not ready yet. So I distanced myself from him because that's, once again, that's not what I was looking for. I made it clear what I was looking for. He promised that we would eventually get there. So like after a year, I wasn't feeling it. Then I met, well, not necessarily met, but ended up started talking to the child. He was toxic too, even more toxic. I did not see then what I would be going through in the future with this one. As anybody that know my situation and the song that I made and all the things, I started dealing with him. He begged me for my number. I wouldn't do it because I had a couple too many, you know, failed situations. I kind of wanted to, you know, make him pay or whatever. So I was just like, you know, back and forth with it, back and forth. But then I was just like, okay, well, this guy seems to want to pretty much be serious or whatever about wanting me or whatever. So I might need to give him a chance. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him a chance. Give him a chance, you know. He come over to my house and we hanging out. And so, of course, once again, all the guys looking for, they want to start out with sex. So I asked him to bring a condom. He brought him condoms. So I was like, okay, we good and we working with something. So he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't, you know, live up to what I needed. So, you know, I wasn't too shabby about it. So I was like, this ain't gonna do it. I can't fuck with him. I'm used to bigger. I'm used to, you know, all the things. So I'm just like, I can't get with this. You know, this is new to me. I can't get with this. I can't, you know, work with this. So, you know, he was up, you know, in a snap of a finger, you know, so I'm used to somebody that can last. So the first guy I ever had, you know, could last, you know, and that's what I needed. That's what I craved for when it came to sex. That's what I looked for. So I was like, that ain't gonna work. And so this guy had my number. He would text me, you know, talk to me. So I'm just like, I'm gonna try to be nice about it, but I'm not gonna hook up with him again. And so he blows me up and he's like, can I please come pick you up? And I'm just like, I don't think so. So he like, please, 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 please. He begging me. So, you know, after him begging, I say I'm gonna give him another chance because maybe it was just the first time. You know, He failed again. I'm just like, okay, I just gave you another chance to fail me again. But, you know, I'm used to somebody that can last or whatever. And, you know, I got to be able to like really feel it. So, you know, you don't know my body. So this isn't going to work. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to grab some lip gloss. So I'm like, this isn't going to work. So I told him, I was like, this ain't gonna get it because you ain't lasting long enough for me. So I tried to nip that in the bud. That didn't work. So pretty much, he come on. He's still trying, steady trying. So I'm just like, Lord, this boy just don't want to give up. I don't want to hurt his feelings, you know. He really liked me, so I'm just like, dang. I mean, the other guys may have good, you know, ping or whatever, but they not, you know, as into me. They don't give me this much attention. So I'm just like, okay, we talk. He asked me how my day doing, you know, and all these things. So I'm like, okay, you got to last longer, babe. You got to do something to figure it out on how, you know, you can really please me the right way, because, you know, it's just not it. So I go one day to get my hair done. And so, you know, just chit-chatting with, you know, the person that's gay. Just chit-chatting and all the things. And so we talking about different guys or whatever and who this person hooked up with and stuff like that. I'm just like, what? So I'm like, well, child, what? So then they're like, yeah, do you know such and such and such? And I'm like, yeah, you know. So I'm waiting just to hear it while I'm getting my hair done. In my head, I'm like, I'm ready to say, like, this is who I'm dealing with, you know. So they say it. And so I'm like, well, child, you know, that's who I'm dealing with. And they're like, what? Oh, yeah, he gets into it. And I'm just like, are you serious? Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, really? So I was like disappointed. I was just like disgusted. I'm sitting there finding out. I found out he had a baby mama. Found out the boy had a baby. And let's just say, baby, let's just say, something in me snapped that day. Something in me snapped that day because I'm like, this guy been blowing me up. We've had conversations. He told me that he was single. He didn't want no kids, all these things. And I'm just like, how? How is this? Like, are you sure this is the same person? So then the person get on the phone like, hey girl, this me or whatever, said their name. And so the girl like, yeah, she right here. Didn't know she was right that whole time. So, honey, we gagged him. Found out she like, yeah, why, and da-da-da. Then like, no, just asking, playing it off. So I immediately hit him up and I'm like, so I just found out that you supposed to, I go on the Facebook and I see on the Facebook. So I didn't check Facebook and all those things because that's just something I was not taught to do. You know, I wasn't raised on, you know, checking social media and stuff like that. And so from that point on, I started checking social media. So that's when I seen a family member of the guy tagging him like congratulations and all that and stuff. And I'm just like, well, dang, it's really a baby, it's really a girl here. Like, are they together or what? So turns out it's the truth. He don't tell me it's the truth. I go to the page, they in pictures together, all this stuff. So I'm just like, well, dang, you cut off. Deuces. I'm gone. on with my life. I ain't got time for the drama. I ain't do the drama. I was not with the drama because I knew what I was capable of. I knew, you know, me. And if somebody tried me, what I would do. So I ended it. I was just like, you know, I can't get with that. You know, you got secrets. You got secrets, baby. I can't do that. You got secrets. So, I went on and months passed on, and next thing you know, he come hit me up. So I'm like, do you think everything is cool? Do you think everything is sweet? Do you think it's okay that you're hitting me up and, you know, you got a girlfriend or whatever? So he like, no, that's just my baby mama and da-da-da-da-da. We ain't together. I told you I was single, you know, with just some girl I was, you know, really into. And we ended up, you know, having a baby. So I'm like, listen, you begging again. If I give your ass a chance again, it's up. At the time, you didn't say it was up, but, you know, pretty much it was up, you know, if you know, on some other stuff again. Let him back in, honey. He came back and he came back, you know, with his shit together. Like, he came back, you know, coming with it, like, for real, for real. So it surprised me. It impressed me. So I'm like, okay, like, he's stepping it up for me. Like, okay, you know, I can dig it or whatever. So nobody knew of this other than the person who told me about the baby mama that me and him was dealing. Like, I ain't saying nothing to my cousins I was hanging with. Know nothing about this. Like, we just fooling off. So pretty much he ended up, you know, really like stepping it up, you know, knowing what he's doing, like as if he like knew my body, like somehow he just knew my body all of a sudden. So I'm like, okay, I'm impressed, you know, maybe I can deal with this. So he was the only person I was dealing with. Well, no, not really. Let me stop lying. So I was like, he ain't faithful, he ain't trustworthy. I went to dealing back with the other boy too as well. So if I wasn't dealing with him and he goes, I was dealing with him. And so, you know, I was getting my little player on for a little bit. So pretty much just like I couldn't deal with the other dude, the other dude that I knew. He was just like too controlling. We were the same zodiac sign. And it was like he was just too controlling, like wanted to be in charge. And Sagittarius, we like our way or no way. And so I couldn't get with that because it was just like, it's either my way or no way, and you wanted your way or no way, and we're just like battling here, like back and forth. So, oh my God. So I you know, just dealing with this dude. So, you know, living my life, doing me, still doing my stuff or whatever. And I want to say not even a full year later, I look up and he's in pictures with her. And she's pregnant at the baby birthday party. So I'm just like, what's really going on? Because at this point, you really trying it. Like, you really trying it at this point. So I you know, went off on him. I'm just like, you know what, at this point, I can't with you. There's another baby. So he like, that ain't his baby. So I'm just like sitting back waiting to see if it's really his baby. So when this next baby is born, his family members are like congratulating the girl, you know, congratulating him and all the things, and he's over there with them, you know. The girl posted and said, so I was lurking. Yes, I was. So I never said anything out the way with her because there was no issue with her. Me and her didn't even know each other. The girl was like posting like all these things, you know. Pretty much it sealed the deal that it was both of them was his children. So I cut his ass off. Like, you not finna sit up here and, you know, play me or whatever too many times. So I went off on him and he just like, look, don't want to leave me alone. So I'm just like, you know what? So then so I go to my people's like, so my cousin like, well, if he fucking with you or whatever, it's pretty clear he ain't feeling her. So I wouldn't even sweat it. So I'm just like, listen, so I'm like contemplating on what I should do. So I'm like, okay, I'm just deal with him how I deal with him. Nothing too much. So I did that. He wanted to start acting different. He started changing up, started just being just sneaky and just still lying and just all this stuff and just trying to, gaslight me and all these things. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, you really trying me for real. So at this time I'm working at the hospital. And so I end up seeing the girl and I'm just like, well, that's the girl, so I don't say nothing. And, pretty much started seeing the girl around. The girl started throwing shade. It was a girl that I was friends with in school or whatever. She was cool with the girl still because she was dating her brother. And so things just got like a little crazy or whatever. The more and more, like, it got worse and worse and worse. Once I knew all this stuff, it was just like no going back from it. Like, I ain't in competition with nobody. And I'm not finna compete with nobody. I'm not finna compete for a spot. So I didn't know at the time, but pretty much the girl that I knew was running back to the girl, like telling her stuff or whatever about us. He would still sneak off to come, to see me, to come pick me up and all the stuff. And everybody else called because his was broke down. So he came and picked me up one time in her car. He came and picked me up one time in his brother's car, So he stayed right up the road from me at the time. So I knew everybody's cars. He had me pull up at the house before, so I'm just like, well, dang, what's really going on? You got me pulling up here like anybody could see me pulling up here, and he just did not care. Like, pull up here. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. So, pretty much, things got crazy. And my crazy side came out. The more I seen stuff, the aggravated I got, the more he became secretive, blocking me or making his page private and all the things. And, just going through the motions of all the stuff that I went through with that situation. And then the other guys still kept, popping up as well. So it's just like I was in a tug of war. So at this point, my cousin didn't even know what's up. I'm telling people like what's up because at this point you playing with me. So I need to tell people what's up because you play with me. I'm not the one you want to play with because now you're making my petty side come out. Like I became this petty person, this anger person. I'm feeling some type of way, you playing with me, you stuck. Like that was my thing. You was stuck. Like you wouldn't leave me alone. You wouldn't let me, just be. You wouldn't let me go on. So if you think you finna just go on, baby, you got another thing coming. I will make your life a living hell before you sit up here and think that that's gonna happen. So that's what I did. I made his life a living hell out of anger. I'm not proud of it. That wasn't me. That was, the circumstances at hand. So like I said before on my first video, I had this other homegirl that went to school that knew us, everything. So I had my apartment then, my new apartment. And so, she would come over and hang out and all things. Me and her started being cool and stuff. And she was like, telling me how she was going to do music or whatever. And I heard her music. She had released a song and stuff. I'm like, oh, snap or whatever. I like music, but I'm used to singing or whatever. And I do poetry or whatever. So it shouldn't be hard for me to like write a song. So she like, yeah. So at that time, like I said, I still love the city girls music. I'm not a city girl. I love their music. It reminds me of that side of me, when I was, dealing with niggas for money, dudes for money, men for money, and all the things. So pretty much I wrote to the song, I'll Take Your Man. And I was just upset. All the things was happening. The girl started screw facing me on the job. She was just looking at me funny. But at the same time, once again, me and this girl don't know each other. But then we have a mutual person. So me not even really putting two and two together at the time. I'm like, why is this girl looking at me some type of way? So I look at her some type of way. So I put out the song. I go live. At this time, I'm real active, like on Facebook, everything, just like going live. So I'm like, yeah, my song drop. I just dropped the song about this nigga, whatever. And that's what it was. So dropped the song, released it, and honey, when the word got around from people talking, I had so many views. I had so many people coming to my page, so many people writing me, asking me, was this true? Was this who they think it is? And all the things, and people making pages, and whew, my phone was going ballistic during that time. And I didn't do it for attention. I did it out of anger. I didn't want nobody questioning me about it. I put out the song. And so, you know, I had people around me at the time that like, well, you know, when you hot commodity like that and, you know, you got people talking and you release a song, whether it was like a diss song or whatever the case may be, you got to keep going with it. You got to keep going. So I just kept dropping songs, but that was not for me. He was not for me. That situation was not for me. Nobody like that was for me. So I knew that deep in my heart that that was not me. I was upset. I was hurt. I was being petty. I do not like to compete over a guy for what is no competition. I'm me, you are you, and I am me. There is no competition over anybody. The main issue is the guy. So for the girl to have even came to me and like, oh, questioning me about it. No, you don't question me about anything, whether I made a song or not, whether I said something about you or not. If we don't know each other, there's 1,001 people with that name. Because I didn't say first and last name. I just said the shortening of his first name. So first of all, how did you know without somebody telling you? And when I put two and two together, that the person who ran back running their mouth to her had told her, I cut them out from being connected to me as an associate. Any kind of connection with me, you gone. I don't rock with you like that. We ain't associates. You just somebody I once knew. So, pretty much, that's how I went with that situation. And, you know, I cut people off. It was too much drama, too many people like, oh, this is what's going on with him and all that. So, he didn't want to stop dealing with me. He went to talking about committing suicide and all these things. It was so much going on around that situation. I was mentally not healthy, dealing with my transition and the stuff that I dealt with in the workplace. It was just too much. It was too much. You know, I was going downhill in so many ways. It was karma eating me up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it was karma. And baby, let me tell you, I went through a lot. I'm still recovering from that situation. That was when I put that song out, it was 2019. It's 2023. I can still have that man to this day if I wanted to still have that man. I don't want to have no dealings with that man in no kind of way. Like, it's toxic. He's never gonna change. It was just like a big So anybody after that, it was just like a hookup. Like, I couldn't deal. Like, I had an older guy who pretty much, he wanted to, you know, get close to me. I made him wait 8 months. He got mad because I made him wait 8 months. And it was just like, we don't have much of a connection. So when I did, it was worth it. It was worth it. But, you know, for myself, it's just been sexual based. Like, they want to be my friend. They want to make it sexual based. And so with that, I can't let nobody close to me. I cannot let nobody close to me whatsoever. So if I let you close to me, we got to act accordingly. We have to act accordingly, because it's just, you know, just not gonna, you know, work well if you mistreat me. And it's just like, I don't want to be back in that situation. I don't want to be back in that predicament. So I have sort of kindly went celibate, like a form of celibacy where I'm not like having physical sex because of those reasons. It is some temptation that overcome me from time, but I just cannot do it. Some of the things I hate that I had to write down, because I will get mixed up in the talk of things with all the guys that I have dealt with. I think that was like the only real craziness I had, and like with the older guy, you know, it was what it was with him. He was sneaky too. He most recently had a baby, and so he didn't say anything about the baby, so he got cut off about a year and a half ago. I did meet a younger dude, and it was sexual based. He came with lies as well. So y'all, I have only dealt with liars and sneaky guys and guys that want to use me outside of me, you know, dealing with guys for money. If it ain't about my money, baby, or my career or my dreams and goals, I don't want it. I don't want it. And I made a list of things that, you know, I just cannot stand. So if any guy looks at this video that, you know, want to come my way, first of all, you got to be attractive. So if I ain't on your page blowing your notifications up, baby, I ain't interested in no kind of way. I'm not interested in any kind of way. So stay away. Stay where you at. I'm good. I don't want to be a friend. No, nothing. If you can't provide, I don't want you. You know. So, but I did go on a date some weeks ago. But I got ghosted. So some weeks ago, I went on a date. And then the guy got distant and ghosted me. So, you know, he paid for the date, because the last date I tried to go on like some years back, the guy wanted to use me. So, but it was nice to, you know, have a nice date. The guy paid for it. We connected we connected really good, but not enough. Like, when you ghost me, when you ignore me, baby, it's a done deal for you. Unless I just already know that me and you just, I ain't expecting nothing out of no guy. But like I mentioned before, I don't like guys that do the blocking thing, that, you know, want to try to hide stuff from me, lie to me, being rude until it's beneficial for you. Trying to hook up with one of my friends or family members was a big no. It's been guys who I ain't even deal with, who have, you know, want to talk to my cousins, stuff like that, and, you know, it ain't make it far. If I have dealt with a guy and he has done that, I told them, I let them know, no, I dealt with him, honey. You stay away. He stay away too. The whole making a kid thing, like, you automatically get cut off. You go make a baby if you want to. You getting cut off, and it's a dub. I better not see you with another female, because I'm selfish. I like my guys to myself, whether it's sexual or serious. I'm selfish. I like my guys to myself. So those are some of the things that I just is a no for me. I don't like, it's a pet peeve. So do not do that any kind of way if you know, dealing with me. I do believe that every kind of woman, it doesn't matter if you're trans, if you're cisgender woman, whether you're lesbian or whatever, if you're bisexual, straight, I think every woman deserves to be treated with respect, loved correctly, and receiving honest and loyalty, and have a faithful guy from their partner or whoever the guy may be. I think every female deserves that, or every person deserves that out of, you know, somebody. You just deserve that. That's just what it is. Like, it's the right thing to do. So, I don't think there should be competition between women. Or nobody. No competition between trans and cisgender women. No competition between trans women. No competition between cisgender women. No competition in no kind of woman whatsoever. No competition in two other people over a guy, over whoever your preference is. There should not be no kind of competition whatsoever. Like, the guy need to know what he want, or if he just messing around, and honey, you just need to focus on you. What I'm trying to do is just focus on me, because these dudes come a dime a dozen, baby. It's never giving that. So stop getting pregnant by these dudes that, you know, give you weird energy and all those things, and ain't putting a ring on your finger, baby. If they ain't putting a ring on your finger, they ain't taking you out on dates, they ain't buying you stuff, they ain't communicating, they ain't doing all the right things to make you feel good, to feed your soul real good, you better leave them where they at. Leave them where they at. Do not let no man, no woman, nobody dictate your happiness. You give them the power over you. Don't do it. It's a big no-no. Stay focused on your dreams and goals is what I would say, because I'm so focused on my dreams and goals right now. So my main focus is my vlog and podcast and my happiness and my transition and my health and my finances, and, you know, just getting better and just recovering from everything that I've been through. I can say I've enjoyed my 20s. So when I leave out of my 20s, I can say that I learned a lot. So yeah, dating and sex. Yeah. I think, you know, I think I might have covered everything. I want to tell you also, I was told about the 5 love language test, and so I went and did it. Yes, I did. I did the 5 love language test. So my results came back as such, and I'm going to reorder it for y'all, because this order is not correct. I just got tired of that long test or whatever. So you got to have patience. I'm going to just let you know that you got to have patience. So based on the test, my number one thing is quality time, which is correct. Quality time, I want to be able to spend time with you. A lot of times I want to be up under your skin. A lot of the times, unless it's like work related or something is going on. But other than that, when we at home, I want to be, you know, me and you. I give you your space to go do you with your friends and stuff. I would, you know, love to do that, you know, but just don't be out messing around, because we're going to have a problem. And when you're supposed to be mine, you're supposed to be mine. I'm selfish once again. The second thing was words of affirmation. So I like reassurance. You know, boost my confidence, you know, compliment me, you know, let me know that you really find me attractive, you know, and beautiful, you know, as I am, because I know I'm beautiful whether you tell me or not. But it would be good to hear that from your partner, you know, that you look good and compliment you and all the things like boost my ego because I'm going to boost your ego. I'm going to compliment you. I'm going to give you words of affirmation. I'm going to uplift you. So I need reciprocated energy, which is what I need. Acts of service, you know, acts of service. Yes. Physical touch. That should have been in the top 3. Yeah, that should have been in the top 3. Physical touch, because I like physical. I don't play with toys. I don't. I don't do that. I don't play with toys. I like the real deal. I like the actual man. You know, the vibe from actual man. Receiving gifts, that should have been definitely in the top. But it's just not enough room for them to all be in the top. So that's why I think it ended up in the top 5, because I like gifts. I like money, pay my bills, you know, pay for my hair, pay for me to get some nails done, even though I can't, you know, wear nails as often. Yeah, receive gifts, money, you know, things like that surprise me. I've never had that before, so it'd be nice to have surprises, you know, and things like that. So hopefully my future husband see this and, you know, he know I like gifts. I give, but I like to receive first these days because I don't give first no more. You got to show me that you for me first. So, don't do it. And those are my 5 top love languages. So, I'm not going to tell y'all the man I pray for or my Sierra type of prayer, but my dream or ideal relationship is to have a man that is rich and wealthy, that is attractive in every aspect, that's physically attractive, mentally attractive, spiritually attractive, and just all around attractive. I do prefer athlete. I like athletes. I like basketball players. I like football players. And all of the things, you know. I definitely love me a basketball player. Especially this one guy, but he just a little vibe or whatever. But just a guy with, you know, his head on his shoulders, his head straight, you know, in his dreams and in his goals and things like that, and, you know, prefers me, you know, just me being me, you know, my flaws and everything, you know, because like I said before, I may not have the most feminine voice all the time because sometimes I just get mad and, you know, it's just what it is. Like, you know, I'm just sorry. Like, I got it on my page. I don't know what's up. I'm not finna sit up here in front like I'm somebody else. Like I'm somebody else other than me. I'm me. And it's what it is. Yeah, that's good to me, good for me, that's loyal, that's faithful, that's trustworthy, that's honest, and that, yeah, just want me, you know, and all the things that communicate, you know, that can, you know, give me the energy that I need and that I want, you know, and all those things. That's the type of guy, you know, that I want and I desire. You know, so if the God who created me sees it fit, the guy for me will be for me. And so I am going to close out this video by saying, once again, happy Women's Month, Women's History Month. If you're out here making history, kudos to you. Shout out to all the women, and I mean all of the women that are making history. Shout out to them all. I hope to one day make an impact and make history myself. But kudos to the ones that are doing it, you know, doing their thing, and that's, you know, being an impact in the world for, especially for us trans people, us trans women mainly, you know, and the trans youth and all of the things, you know, that stand in the forefront for us. So, yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this video. I hope y'all enjoy what I bring. I plan to get better and better and to bring more topics and more about me and my life and my transition. to my YouTube channel. So y'all have a good one. See you the next time.